Good morning, everyone. It's the Cursing Seamstress. Today is Saturday. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning. And I've been sewing this morning. I've been sewing a lot. My new summer schedule at the community college where I work is, I work part-time, 5-hour days, Monday through Thursday, and I'm off on Friday. And it may sound silly, but even though I'm part-time, having that Friday off really makes a world of difference. I've got the whole day, other businesses are open. So I really have appreciated it. It's only the second Friday that I've had off, but I seem to get a lot done on those days. Recently, my mother, who is 90 years old, had to go into a nursing home. She's been managed by another relative, not very well, in her own home. And she became septic, had to go into the hospital, stayed the required number of days, actually over those days, to qualify for going into a nursing home or rehab temporarily or permanently. So she ended up going to a place about 2 hours away, which made it really difficult to visit. And she left there, and she is now in a nursing home closer to me. It's still a half an hour away. The bad thing about this facility is that because she has not been vaccinated against COVID-19, she is required to be quarantined for 2 weeks. I disagree with that policy, especially at this point. And I had a conversation with the director of nursing, and she was receptive to what I said, and she agreed that we could have what's called compassionate visits, which are normally reserved for people who are dying, and my mother is not dying, but she's hard of hearing. She had an infection in her right eye, which has caused her to have a lot of visual problems in that eye. She's not totally blind, but she really can't see very well out of that eye. So anyway, to make a long story longer, she will not be able to wear, and really probably she hasn't in years, worn street clothes, pants, and things like that because of the need to use a bedpan, or even in the past to get up and use the bedside commode. So anyway, she's wearing a hospital gown where she is now. We're not allowed in the room, but so far my daughter has taken advantage one day of the compassionate visit where she could visit in person, and I'm going to do so tomorrow. To get back to sewing, I decided to make her some hospital gowns, and I found a free gown on Mood. And if you are interested in doing this for a friend or a family member, sometimes when it says free hospital gown or whatever, they're talking about a gown for a healthcare worker, and those are usually the ones that tie in the back. Both of them tie in the back, I guess, could tie in the back. But they have the long sleeves with the usually elastic or something to tighten them up for performing care on patients. These are the patient type. The Mood pattern is good. It's a sleeve and then one other piece, and the other piece is cut one time on the fold, and the second time it's cut not on the fold. And it's meant to be, the folded piece will go in the cut piece will go in the front. It's meant to use ties to tie across in 3 different places, I think. And oh, my memory card died. I need to move some stuff around, obviously. Anyway, so the mood pattern is a good pattern. It is meant to open in the front and be the one piece in the back and have ties across the front. So that's what I made the first time. And then I started thinking about it, and the gowns that she wears now are the reverse. They're open in the back and then solid in the front. So the second one that I made, that's how I made it. And so I'm gonna just test and see which one works the best. So there will be 2 for her that are homemade, and each one will only last a day, of course. They change gowns every day, which they should. So I can't think of anything. I'll show you the first one that I made. Mom is, I think she weighs about 130 pounds. So that's quite a bit less than what I weigh. So she's lost weight, but she, anyway. I'll show you this one now. I did put her name on this, so I'm gonna need to cover her name up. But I had fun embroidering on here. I used this curtain, which you guys may recognize if you've been watching me for the past 8 or 9 months, because when I moved into this house, there were curtains that they were like a light sage green. I think they had faded from the sun, and then I washed them and they faded even more. So they're sort of a tannish color. I'm going to put this on so you can see what it looks like, and I'll show you the embroidery. The pattern calls for just roll hemming the neckline, the hem, and the opening part, but I didn't do that. I finished them off as you would any raw edge. So I'm going to put this on. I'm going to try to cover her name up so you can't see that. All right, let me do that. Okay, I have her name covered up here. So this is what it looks like. These are so nice, and I've used them periodically. This is an entire strip of snaps, and it's on a twill piece that is this wide, only it's continuous, and you have a snap about every, I don't know, 2 inches. They're too close to use all the way down, so I cut them off, fold under the raw edge, fold under the raw edge, and sew a square or rectangle around it. This was, I never throw anything away. So this was fabric that I had already cut in like a 2-inch strip, and I just used this to finish the neckline. This piece of embroidery, this little design here, I did on both sides. The back looks like this. I washed the back with a linen piece of fabric that was black, and so there's some black on there, and then I had to wash it again and put some spray and wash on it to kind of get rid of that. So this is this, and it's cute, it fits me. What I did find was that the back piece was wider because I had finished these seams here instead of just using a rolled hem. So the next time I made it, I didn't leave it raw, but I cut the back piece. I trimmed it down by about 1 inch, I think, on either side. And so let me show that to you right now. All right, this one doesn't have her name on it. It does have her initials. I will tell you that, stop it, Dixie, don't do that. She's chewing on something. This is the one that opens in the back. What I did was once I decided that that was what I wanted to do, I trimmed down what is supposed to be the back. I trimmed it down another inch so that it wasn't high up on the neck. Didn't do anything with the back pieces, formerly the front pieces. I used a conglomeration of fabrics, and I know it probably looks hideous. I still have all the lines on here from my embroidery. I put this, put her monogram and just a little swirly design here. I put a frog on here. It's horrible. It didn't come out very well. It came out fine, but the design is too small, and so it's very thick, and I hope it doesn't bother her arm. So this piece of fabric here was a sheet one time. This is just a gingham yellow, and I finished this with pre-purchased bias binding. It's purple, which does not match anything in this. So let me slip this on. Now this, I did extend this for a tie, and I originally had left the back only serged, but I thought better of it, and I went ahead and finished it. And I used those same snaps right here. And so I'm going to put this on. You can see what you think. You know, at least it'll be a brighter, to say the least, print than what she's wearing right now. This, again, may be a lot easier for the staff to deal with the opening in the back. So that's the back. The last snap comes down to here. I'm not going to be able to. And here is a snap. And so that's kind of what it looks like. We'll see. We'll see what she says. You know, she's totally with it, by the way. She does not have dementia or anything like that, which is good, but probably makes it harder for her to be in a communal living situation. And she's not ambulatory. The reason she's there is because she can no longer walk because of osteoarthritis. So that's the situation. Anyway, if you're looking for something similar, I do recommend this pattern. Again, you'll need to evaluate whether you need it to open in the front or the back. But it really, because there are so many flat surfaces on here, it lends itself well to decorating, to embroidering on, putting rickrack or whatever you want to do. So I am off to wash this, and I am headed to my mother's house. I'm going to meet my daughter there, and we've gotten permission from my mom to start going through some of her things and donating and just organizing things a bit better. So I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.